Civilization. The turning point was in the year 2020. A few had plenty, but as for the many, they weren't tasting any of the fruits of their labor. Never been prophesied the coming of a savior. 20 years prior by the Roman Catholic calendar, they must have calibrated with the wrong algebra. Most of the meek were devastated Roman scavengers. Nuclear war had turned the blue sky to lavender. I happened to come across an artifact that was known to give the unjust heart attacks. For that fact, it had been expressly forbidden. But to the righteous it contained a prescription, an antidote to cure the current condition. I dug it up but had to keep the drug hidden from the police who patrol with squadrons to former cities which we're now call quadrants. You see, the war wasn't fought between the nations, but by the multinational corporations against the populace with whom they lost patience. And so they planned out the mass annihilation of all laborers who, due to technology, have become useless in this new age society. At the same time, they wiped out piety and replaced it with a corporate psychology. All governance was done by the businesses. Instead of wages, you merely earn benefits. The right to shelter, water, and oxygen, plus the corporate condoned intoxicants, pacifying people through addiction. I saw it clearly with the 2020 vision. The world was controlled by 5 key entities, run by one person of an unknown identity. Bill Gates had long since been assassinated by the fellow devils with whom he collaborated. IBM, Netscape, and Microsoft were now one squad that was macro hard. And in 2009 they created a computer that didn't require an end user. Rupert Murdoch, Time, and Sony combined forces to form the one and only corporation that controlled information, shaped ideas, and their dissemination. The third company had gained its wealth in the field of all personal and public health. The human genes have been patented and sold, so now you pay loot just to cure your own cold. And by 2010, we all would owe our food, clothing, and shelter to FCS Code. The global military and local police formed the fifth company, and they unleashed a war on the poor, which of course we lost. 2012 brought the nuclear holocaust, and people who had once been blind to the fact now tried to turn the clocks back, cause they lack 2020 vision. Ain't about the year 2020, it's all about seeing things clear. 2020, we can do that right here and right now. So take the sacred vow. 2020, it ain't about the year 2020, it's all about seeing things clear. 2020, we can do that right here and right now. Take your sacred vow. The 2020 vision is one of pure chaos, in which man has drifted way off course. But think back to the premier verse and the artifact that was on earth. It bore names like Muhammad, Noah, and Abraham. In ancient times it had enabled them to deal with the gravest of oppression. That's why the rulers of our day were suppressing its contents and the belief in one God, full knowing it will lead to jihad. And now since the knowledge had been all but obliterated and man-made sects have been terminated, we could resurrect the belief in its purest form without no west or east. So we set out about our mission to pave the way for the prophetic vision. But should we fail, there would be no peace, and the reign of the beast will never cease. 2020 vision. Technological civilization. Technological civilization. 2020 ain't about the year 2020, it's all about seeing things clear. 2020, we can do that right here and right now. Take the sacred vow. 2020, it ain't about the year 2020, it's all about seeing things clear. 2020, we can do that right here